Hey there, it's Tammy C. Walker here, owner of DreamsAreReality.com. I am a social worker, therapist, and a life coach. If you are new to my channel, please hit subscribe and also hit like. This helps to circulate my videos. Today, I want to talk about dealing with toxic relationships. I know you can relate because I can too. It's happened to me in the past and it's still going on. Probably will go on for all of us until the end of time because we're all human and we're all flawed. But what about when that toxic person is mom, dad, perhaps your kids, maybe your spouse, a good friend, your coworkers, even a love interest? It's just hard to deal with that type of person. And hopefully, I can provide these tips that will help you going forward. Now, dealing with toxic people, they're everywhere. But when someone is toxic or negative, it's coming from a place of lack, fear, envy, strife, jealousy. Maybe they're on a substance. Maybe they have been abused. It's so many scenarios that can happen to someone, but at the end of the day, it does not give them an excuse to mistreat you. And that's what we have to remember. A lot of us, we want to give people the benefit of the doubt. But don't go with the benefit, go with the doubt because you're not responsible for saving people and you should not allow others to mistreat you because of the wrong that's happened to them. So, here are some of my tips that I use and hopefully they'll help you. Tip number one, I want you to always remember this fact. It's not about you, it's about them. When people are living in a place of lack, when they are not happy with themselves, maybe they're bitter or they have PTSD, or it could be so many things. That does not give them an excuse to mistreat you. And if you're like me, I love hard and I love people. So I always want to help someone. But I am learning and I have learned I'm not on earth to save anyone. As a therapist, it's heartbreaking sometimes. I have clients come in with alcoholism problems. I've had drug, abuse clients or so many different issues. And I know if they just would go to AA, I know if they would get into a good support system that they can beat those habits. But I know I can't save them. I mean, I have some, they'll come one time and I never see them again. And I know that they're not ready. But guess what I say? I know I'm not everybody's therapist. And I know that when they're ready, I hope and I pray that they will meet the person that can give them the support and encouragement they need. It's a process. And people that are watching, you all know when you were involved in things, bad relationships, maybe some type of addiction, it had to be in your own timing that you hit rock bottom or got tired that you made those changes. So it's nothing a therapist could do, a doctor, parent. It's got to be up to that individual to want that help. So again, it's not about you, it's about them and what they're feeling inside. Because when people are in a good place, they're so busy living their best life, as we say, serving others, being a good mom, good dad, taking care of their mind, body, soul, exercising, juicing, traveling, whatever they do to make themselves happy, playing a sport, watching sports, reading books, writing books, whatever it is that is their thing, they are not going to be toxic most of the time. They're too busy and they're putting out such good energy that they want to help others and they don't have time for the negativity. Many toxic people are not happy and that's why they're putting their energy off on you. Sometimes when you are doing your thing, you are a reflection back to them and they wish that they had the gumption or the energy to write that book, to go back to school, to travel. But that's their problem, not yours. And we should not spend our time being envious of others. Get on your path that's been created for you and walk that thing. And that's all we can do. Tip number two, distance yourself from these people, but do it in a positive manner. If it is mom or dad, whoop, looks like gotta go. If you're talking to them on the phone and they take that trip down dark path lane, you You don't have to stay there with mom or dad. Uh-oh, looks like I gotta go. Ding! Laundry is calling. Gotta go get my laundry out the machine. I gotta go make dinner. You can do that healthy escape without cutting them off or without going off. I noticed that people think like getting your point across involves cursing folks out and belligerent, being belligerent and going off on people. I beg to differ. You can get your point across so swiftly without cursing people out. Back in 1987, Chicago had its first black mayor, probably its only, now that I'm thinking about it, Harold Washington. And the rumor is Harold Washington was so swift with his tongue, his words were so cavalier, and he was just so smart that he would tell people off, but his words were so big, they didn't even know what the man was saying, but he was so sophisticated. We lost former, well, Mayor Washington. He had a massive heart attack. He wasn't in office that long. But what I admire was hearing him speak. I love to hear his speeches. And that's how we can be. We can be very classy with our words, but distance yourself, sorry, like with a positive, in a positive manner. You don't have to be rude or cutthroat with it. Also, I had someone tell me recently that they lost their mom. I'm talking like less than a month ago. And she went on to say, my friend has been very mean to me. And I'm looking like, oh God, here I go, about to go into therapy mode. But I was not speaking with a client. So I had to bite my tongue. But I did ask her, I said, well, I'm very sure your dear friend knows your mom passed. And she was like, yeah, she's having a hard time and she's been real snippy with me and kind of going off on me. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody just lost their mom and their friend is going off on them. So I had to, in my mind, this is all in my mind. I wasn't saying much after that. But I'm thinking, like, what is it about her where she doesn't feel enough love for herself to, this is definitely a cutoff type of relationship because if you just lost your mom and they're cursing you out, that's ridiculous. And they should not be cursing you out anytime. It doesn't matter if you have a loss or not. Is that a friend? Is that really somebody you want to kick it with, hang out with, spend your time with? So we have to really examine these relationships and say, how much of this is my fault? How much of this is me not setting up healthy boundaries, not being firm, not opening my mouth and saying, not on my watch, the buck stops here. You would be so shocked at how many people do not stand up for themselves. It's like mind blowing sometimes. I can be passive aggressive myself sometimes. So I know that feeling. I really do. Tip number 3, but we do have to know when to cut them off. You can distance yourself in a positive manner from people, but there is a cutoff. Like what I just described, this young lady, this friend is going off on you and you just lost your mom. That's a all bets off type of situation where you want to walk away from that relationship because that person is not bringing you any good and they're making you feel worse. And a friend, a husband, a wife, a lover, your parents, whatever, they shouldn't be ultimately every time you're around them making you feel worse. It's time to reevaluate that relationship and you definitely need to look in that mirror and say, what is it that is going on with me that I don't feel that I deserve better? Tip number 4, do you feel better or worse around that person? Some people, they come around, you want to run. All they bring is negative energy and drama. And when they leave, you feel heavy because they are bringing you drama. And after a while, that's played out. Okay, so you should be better around most people. We all have bad days. We all complain. We all vent. We all have our moments. But every time you see that person, if it's gloom and doom and they're making you feel worse, it's truly time to reevaluate your time spent with them because people are dying every day. They are not 90 and 100 and 70 and 80. These people are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, 50s, and they are dropping dead from heart attacks, cardiovascular disease. I'm hearing about so many overdoses. It's just insane. So take care of yourself. And that does not mean eating healthy only. It means being healthy emotionally and spending your time wisely with good people that mean you well. And if it just means you and you alone, at least you know you love you. Last but not least, tip number 5, keep on shining. Don't ever let anyone cause you to dim your light because they are feeling insecure or inadequate. You be the bright and shining person that the good Lord has made you to be, men and women, and you keep shining. And what you're going to do is radiate love, and what you are going to do is draw in good people. When you put out love and good energy, it's going to show. You do not have to open your mouth. You walk into a room and they know that's a good guy right there. That's a great woman. And your energy will project itself as you come into a room, as you leave out of a room, wherever you go. You cannot fake the funk. We cannot fake it. Even pets and dogs and cats know if someone is good natured. They'll run up to them. A baby will clam up if somebody has an evil spirit on them. Just look around. Now, some kids are very shy. All kids have different personalities, but some will clam up. You know that person is a kind of a mean person, and they'll be like, like, no, get away from me. Because babies are very sensitive, so are animals. So you keep shining. Don't worry about others feeling inadequate because of your light. You have to be the best you can be. So that's all I got for toxic relationships. I hope you will reevaluate what's going on with yours and maybe see what you're contributing as well to that relationship. Drop me some comments about maybe someone you had to get away from or tips you use to keep shining and keep the toxic people away. Tammy C. Walker, thank you for watching. Bye bye.